Welcome to the4review.com. I'm Brad. I'm Steve.
I'm Tim.
I'm Slav, and today we review Borderlands 2.
Alright, so in this Borderlands story, you're the whole new set of Vault Hunters and you're trying to stop this new company from extorting the treasures of the Vault to destroy the world, and that's what you're doing.
The story was quite weak. Character development was trash. You pretty much start off on a planet, and you pretty much kill this guy to survive.
I do agree that the story is loads of trash, but the character development was alright. Throughout the game, you know, they get through some dialect and you kind of get a little, like, just skin deep, no deeper than that depth for the characters, but other than that, it was like nothing.
Thing that I liked that they added to the game was the new customizable heads. Add a little more, personal choice and whatnot to the characters. It was also cool. They had different costumes, as like color options and stuff like that. You know, cool stuff. The skill trees in the second Borderlands seemed like they were a lot better. You get way more perks, and just the amount to choose from seemed like it was way better for how you could combo them. It was great.
You really can't get bad unless you replay the game again, because by the time I finish the game, you'll probably finish around like level 27, 30, and that'll give you about one whole section of skill trees. So you have to play the game to unlock 2 of the sections, which will make your character really BA.
Talking about BA, there's the badass points. I mean, they did away with the gun leveling up, gun levels you get in the first Borderlands, but they replaced it with the badass points, which was pretty cool. It's fun to do.
If you beat the game, your badass points stay to the next game, and do your badass points go from character to character?
They do.
And if you choose another character in the game, your badass points also go to that character, which is really cool, because it's just like an ultimate game combo add-on.
How many times did I have to tell you, bandits, you can't get powers from eating slag?
The thing they added for this game was Erodium. It started appearing after you defeated the Vault monster in the first one. So now there's Erodium. Everyone's looking for it. It's a high commodity. Erodium was nice because you can pick it up, and instead of having to find claptraps to upgrade your backpack and your storage units, you just would go to Crazy Earl. And then you would use the Erodium you've used, and you could buy extra ammo, ability to carry more backpack slots, and stuff like that.
It's gonna be lots of
A nice improvement they made to the Borderlands franchise was the towns and all the people in it were way more lively. People you're getting your main quest from, everybody had a lot to say, and it was a lot of funny stuff. I liked that a bunch. Another thing to add with the dialogue, always cool with the Borderlands, is they have quite a few movie references, or even just blatantly in your face movie references, like the Rack Man, which was very funny. Then they had the Ninja Turtles parody, also very enjoyable.
Compared to the first one, it is a lot funnier.
New to Borderlands 2 was the addition of slag. It's a new element. It's very cool. You hit someone with a slag weapon, and then they permanently have like that little damage spot, slag. And then you can switch to any other gun, any other weapon. If it's fire, electric, or even regular non, and then you hit him with that, it does double damage, which is very cool.
So unlike the wastelands of the first Borderlands, it's not just deserts. There's a bunch of environments. You got like luscious landscapes and a bunch of awesome stuff. So they did a good job mixing it up with this one with the environments.
What I really like about this game is the elemental effects is like what really gives you the edge in the game, because you have to know what elements affect are good against what enemies, and that helps you out a lot in the game.
A little fun side thing they added in for the slot machines in Sanctuary. You could just spend as much money and time as you wanted there, and you'd be getting free guns, different grenade mods, and it would just be racking up. Also, they had it where you could get Iridium out of the machines, which made it a lot easier to get. A really cool feature they added is a storage. It's a main storage all the time. It's a bank in Sanctuary. Now, the best way to use that I found is, say you're playing through with a character, you find a gun, but you level past it. You can throw it in there and then save it for once you start a file later. Same with class mods, stuff like that.
Okay. Yes.
Another cool feature that they added were the optional rewards for your missions. Instead of, let's say, you get a new mission, you'd have the option of getting a gun or a grenade mod at the end, and then once you beat it, you can decide which one you like more. It's a very cool new option.
Like in the first one, they did an amazing job with replay value. I mean, these games are amazing. You just play through once, and you want to go higher with your level. I mean, level your character up even more. You just go through, play through again, and then they have like 5 or like top ultimate bosses that you can only kill once you've done like multiple playthroughs. You gotta be like level 60 to touch them, so it's amazing replay value.
There's 4 different characters, and each one's skill trees are totally different. They have totally different gameplay.
So I played as the assassin, and with that character, pretty much you're either going to be up close kicking ass with your melee, or back far with a sniper. That's pretty much how he rolls.
The commando character was a really good, just solid, going out by yourself character, just because he has the turrets, and if you do one of the skill trees, you get 2 turrets at a time with shields and stuff. It's pretty nice. Like Berserker class, you get to dual wield weapons, very cool.
In the Siren class, you can heal people, pick up enemies. Another great thing about Borderlands is it's one of those 2 games where you can do 4-player co-op on different consoles and 2-player co-op split screen. It's really fun to sit together and play the game.
With the multiplayer is you can LAN link your systems, so if you don't have internet, you still can do 4 people co-oping it up.
The controller setup was really nice and easy. When you open your HUD display, it's like a 3D view, almost like Dead Space. Actually, it's same like Dead Space 3. You go to map, skill tree, all that from there. For some enemies, I forget what they're called, but you're going to a cocoon and they become stronger, and then go cocoon and become strong again if you don't kill them. It's like really nice because then you gotta try to shoot them before they really evolve to become really strong. So the enemies are very, very different. Each enemy has a more diverse feel than the first one. Really liked about that in this game. A lot of buying and selling weapons. You just collect as much weapons as you can.
This Borderland has, according to the back of this thing, a bazillion weapons, and that is probably correct. Holy shit, there's like infinite different weapons in there.
The thing I didn't like about the game is there wasn't really any background story. I mean, not that there was a whole lot in the first one, but this one they kind of teased. They had, the first audio log for the new characters. It kind of gave a little bit of the background. I mean, throughout the whole campaign, you could find a couple more, but it didn't really give you any idea what your character was doing there or why they were exactly vault hunting. So I don't know. Felt that could have been a little stronger.
Is this not almost like an Alien?
No, I said if you watched Pacific Rim, there was one that it was called.
Unfortunately, in this Borderlands, they had some bosses that just were not that challenging to kill. I mean, they could take a lot of damage, but they just could not kill you either. So it was kind of not that fun fighting them. For instance, like the warrior at the end of the game wasn't the strongest of bosses.
One of the downfalls I felt in this game is they didn't bring back the ability to have corrosive, fire, electrical, or explosion damage on your special ability. Like if you're the Siren and you were phase lock somebody, you wouldn't have added bonus to that. If you were the Gunzerker, you wouldn't automatically be doing even more damage with that and stuff.
One of the greatest things I dislike about Borderlands is this game gets very repetitive, very fast, and it gets very boring. If it wasn't for Jack's funny humor and just the funniness of the game, I probably would stop playing it. Pretty much, it's just weapons more damage the whole game through. And like your character, yeah, you can develop it, but there's no character development. Like you don't really get to know the characters as much as you would from games like The Last of Us, stuff like that.
Apparently Schwarzenegger is like the one that made bodybuilding things. Yeah, pretty much that hit. Awesome. He was Mr. Universe?
Yes.
How many times? He's known as Mr. Universe.
Yeah?
Yeah. He fucking won that. Yeah, it's when he was super young.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mr. Universe! I'm giving Borderlands 2 a 7 out of 10. The reason I'm giving it a 7 is because the whole story, it's not great, it's not bad, but for what this game was designed for, it's a lot of fun. If you're looking for a game to play with a bunch of your buddies, it's great. You can jump in, jump out of it at any time. I'm giving Borderlands 2 an 8 out of 10 because, as everyone keeps saying, for the game, it's a loot and shoot, and for what it's designed for, I think it excels very highly at what it's aimed for. It's just a run and gun, team up with your friends, multiplayer. It's very fun. It's to the point. I mean, yes, it doesn't have a huge story, but the story, the characters and everything get you through it, and it makes it all that much more enjoyable.
I'm giving Borderlands 2 a 7 out of 10. I mean, for what the game was made for, they did perfect. It was amazing. I mean, yes, obviously, like everyone said, the story was not the best. The character development was not the best, but for a shoot and loot, it was awesome.
I give this game a 7 out of 10. Bad storyline, it's very repetitive, character builds, it gets annoying after probably like level 10. But one of the great things about it is it does have system links, so it's a great party game, but when it comes to playing by yourself, this game gets very boring, very fast.
I can see that when you're by yourself. So on average, Borderlands 2 gets a 7 out of 10. Reason being, it's no kills on 3. But to be all in consideration, that's just the general consensus. My opinion doesn't really, affect it that much.
See you guys next time.